It's Trixie. Welcome to the underground. I'm sorry I'm doing this late. It's going to be late for the next 9 weeks as I'm in home show hell. And also, I don't know why there's a blizzard every time my day's off, but this is how I'm enjoying my day off. Blizzard, can't walk outside or you blow away, can't see, nothing. I need the rest. I'm losing my voice. I don't know how I'm going to make it through. I'm an old woman, and look at what they're doing to me. So let me just tell you one thing. I mean, it was a boring weekend. That's all I did was work. I didn't go to the casino, only to work. And I didn't really, I saw a couple of my friends, but it didn't work out because the guy I went with had no stamina and he fell asleep at 8 o'clock. So that's what I was dealing with. An old man. I may be old, but I don't act old. When you know how you go away and you're just like, you don't want to sleep because it's exciting. Like you're at a casino or everybody else is awake and gambling or whatever. I mean, I want to go enjoy my life because let's face it, I don't have a lot of time left. Who knows how much time you have left? Everybody around me is surrounded by death. I can't take it. I don't want to talk about it. So just one thing about the room, because that's all I was in. I usually tip the maid. I gave her $10 for, just cleaning my room. But when she came in to clean my room the first night, I noticed a blood stain on my toilet seat. I'm like, she came in, cleaned my room, and bled. I don't know. It wasn't my blood. I know it wasn't mine. Very strange. But other than that, uneventful. So just a couple things happened. I didn't watch the Winter Olympics. I know the United States hockey team, male and female, won. They both beat Canada, our enemies now with Trump. But they took the gold. When I was at the home show, they were all screaming when it happened. So, I mean, I couldn't really get into it. Every time I turned the TV on, curling. So I didn't really like as you see them like this, sweeping the ice, with a barbell. That's what I got, and I wasn't okay. So another attempt on Trump's life. I mean, every week, this is exciting. Every week with him, with the Supreme Court, and now a lunatic, 21-year-old kid driving up from North Carolina with a gas can and a gun. I don't know what he was going to do with the gas can, throw it at his orange head. I have no idea. But just why waste your life? Did you think you were going to get through the Secret Service? I don't understand that when they try to kill the president. It just doesn't really work. I mean, I get you're mad at him. I guess his family were Trump supporters. Maybe that drove him crazy. Who knows? That could have put him over the edge. But Trump lost around with the Supreme Court on his tariffs. They said, he stepped too far. Really? Just now? And it was unconstitutional. Really? Just now? So, of course, he's just going to go. Well, first he went on a tirade about how they're an embarrassment to their families and a disgrace to their country. Because two of them that he put in there, he's like, they're disloyal. Like they're supposed to just do what he says on the Supreme Court. Unbelievable. But he's going to go to Congress because that's what it takes. Congress has to do something. They're the ones that pass the laws. So I don't. Of course, my mother's like, oh, he lost. Everybody's like celebrating. Not yet. Because what do you think, dickless Mike Johnson's going to do? I'm telling you. Okay, Travis Kelce's expertise with balls doesn't extend to golf. He hit a fan in the head with his golf ball. They had a picture of him. I saw this in the New York Post. I mean, he looked very conciliatory, but maybe you should just maybe not play. This is why I don't play golf. I can't do it. It's not, to me, it's not even a sport. You walk around and then you hit a little golf ball and then you get in the little golf cart. I don't know, but I don't know why he didn't just scream for. That's what you do. Oscar-winning actor Robert Duvall died. 70 years he acted for. I thought he was kind of debonair and, attractive and Godfather. I thought, I'm a little older. So The Godfather, John Q, Apocalypse Now, The Great Santini, Jessie Jackson also died. And did you hear Trump, what he said about Jessie Jackson? He was a piece of work. This is what you say about the civil rights leader who ran for president. He was a piece of work. A piece of work. And then he went on to talk about Nicki Minaj. I love how his brain works and how she has beautiful hair and nails. Okay. I don't know what to say. So, you know how I get daily email updates from the White House? I must be on his list of crazies. Now I have rightwing.org sending me stuff. They sold my email to a bunch of crazy people. So they send me 3 rightwing.org emails per day. I'm on a list with Stephen Miller. I don't know. So they are, I looked them up. They represent the majority. The majority of what? I don't know. Interested in protecting truth, justice, and the American way. Did they steal that from Superman? I think so. So I looked at it and I said, this is total pro-Trump. I do read it because I like to read what the other side does, but yeah, nothing new. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm into this so much. Bose thinks Amanda is a scam artist, which I agree, because this manifesting wealth thing. It's good to think positive and to have visions for yourself. You set goals and that gives you something to achieve. But she's the one getting rich. I don't think anybody that takes her seminars is getting rich. But Bo said usually you have to work and talk about how you made it to make money. But she said, she teaches how to manifest money by taking other people's money. Amanda doesn't seem close to her husband. It's very strange. She needs to manifest the closeness. It looks like a therapy session when they talk. So Amanda thinks Dorit is jealous because she's younger. And she outsourced her financial well-being to PK, which PK did kind of take control of the finances, and Dorit didn't know what was going on. I like being independent. I don't think I could, there's different things that men do that to me, I just need them to lift. I don't really need them for anything else. Amanda was wealthy and independent by herself, and then she married someone who isn't. So it's kind of opposite, but she's still with someone who isn't. So what does she think of that, So enter Denise Richards into the frame. Denise going through a messy divorce with Aaron Pfeiffer's. Erika texted her, and her divorce, I'll tell you, she's been through the mill too. She's still facing civil lawsuits over, what Tom Girardi did, her ex, who's in a nursing facility. I guess Erika admitted that she was beaten up by not Tom Girardi, but after she dated a bunch of guys. And I don't know who this guy is. She won't name him, but she just admitted on camera that she was beaten up a few times, and then she called 911. Her son is a cop, so I can't imagine someone like Erika getting beaten up. But it doesn't matter what you look like, what your status is, or if you're on TV or whatever. I don't know. But Amanda was talking to Erika about how she fell into the cult, and she got in with this pastor. They moved to Florida. There's the problem right there. You moved to Florida. And then he started getting controlling, like Jim Jones when they moved to Guyana, telling people who to marry, who to date, who to talk to, who your friends, controlling people isolate. So that's what you do. You get them, it's like Scientology. Don't let them, the outside forces get in. She broke away after a year and a half, and then she went to her sister's house, bolted on Halloween, the devil's night. Drove to her sister's after church in Orlando. The pastor called her. I'm disappointed that you chose freedom. And then he said, don't call other cult members. Well, he didn't say that. I'm saying that. She decided to make her own money. So maybe it was a good thing she went into the cult because she realized she didn't want to be controlled. And we saw a vulnerable Amanda for the first time. Rachel Zoe said she would hook up with Brad Pitt. And then Dorit was like, ew, really? Ooh, Brad Pitt is gross. I'm okay, but look at PK. PK, Brad Pitt. Who would you pick? Yeah, no. Rachel's like, Dorit, are you okay? Because it is hysterical. Dorit's mom told her to not marry the best looking guy in the room. She didn't. She didn't marry the best looking guy in the room. I think because, you know how they say to men, don't marry a beautiful woman. If you want to be the happiest for the rest of your life, don't make it a beautiful woman your wife. I don't know. Some guy told me this, but basically, ugly women will treat you better. I have no idea what that. I mean, I can't do it physically. I need to be attracted to someone. I mean, my friend used to say, turn off the light. They all look like sisters if you turn them upside down. I mean, I can't think like that because the face comes into play. And I'm like, if I'm with someone who looks like Cloris Leachman and high anxiety, I'm not feeling too good. Sutton, Erika, and Denise met for dinner. Denise said she got a facelift. This is within 2 minutes of sitting down. It's like every conversation in Beverly Hills. Erika, do they cut the ears off and reset them? Can you imagine? I think I'd rather have an ugly face or just a wrinkled face than having someone. It's like that John Travolta movie, Face Off. Denise said she asked the surgeon, do you take the ears off and put them on the table? FYI, they cut around the ears and take everything else, like Face Off. And then 3 weeks before that, she said she had her boobs done. This is a person who's not happy with herself. This is Denise Richards, who was like, wasn't she a Bond model? I'm not a Bond model. I never thought of doing a boob job. I mean, my boobs, listen, when I got my mammogram last year, the woman said, do you ever get a boob job? And I was like, no, I'm 60. Are you crazy or what? She goes, your boobs are so perky. I'd like to show you right now. No. No one looks. No one sees me naked but my cat. So they're going to waste. My perky boobs are going to... Okay. So Erika on Sutton. She's so funny. Quote, without the vodka, Sutton is fun, reasonable, and not reactive. Sutton is calm. And they were talking about the facelift, and Sutton was so disgusted, which I would be too, sitting there. She goes, I've never had a facelift. Yeah, Sutton's not really Beverly Hills. She's more like Georgia. Erika said she wanted to talk about the black eye on Denise. And Denise said it was happening for a while. I remember Aaron on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. He was insulting the women, going at it and fighting with women. When you see a man do that, they're not a man to me. I just don't think, I think it's low class. And then she had a drain coming out from her boob and she went to the toilet. And then I guess he was trying to grab her phone and then punched her on the side of the head. I mean, how, I don't understand. Like, if someone hit me one time, I wouldn't let him do it again. It's the emotional side that I don't leave. When someone plays with the head. And then she realized that it was like she was done. But I think like these guys she gets involved with, she said to Charlie Sheen, he makes you look like a saint. Because I remember when they went through a divorce, it was like awful. I think Charlie said, I hope your mother dies of cancer, or one of the parents. I can't imagine talking like that to somebody I love. I guess Aaron hit her twice after the operation. Of course, he denies it in a statement. He never abused her physically or emotionally. I'm not buying it just because I saw him on the show. I don't think she gave herself the black eye. Denise is pretty smart and savvy with the media where she shows herself with the black eye. I saw him on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when they were holding hands and they were leaving Kyle's party, the barbecue where everybody was fighting, of course, which everyone's fighting all the time. And he says, I'll crush your effing hand. That's a sign right there. If someone threatens violence, I mean, believe them. So basically, the big shocker was Erika getting hit. And I can't even imagine. But she's dating some guy now from Special Forces. I'm wondering which guy. Maybe the Australian guy, because I don't know. According to a new YouGov survey, Abe Lincoln is ranked by 74% of Americans as an outstanding leader. Everybody likes Abraham Lincoln, the last great Republican president. Then JFK, who didn't even have a lot of time because they shot him. 66% George Washington. Who the hell remembers him? How can anyone say that? 65%. The father of our country. I mean, I guess. Trump beat Biden. I don't get it. 35%. That's his base. So don't even count his base. Nixon, 12%. I actually think Nixon was better than Trump. At least he left honorably. Honorably disgraced. Biden, 23%. That's because they thought he was out of his mind. Remember when he turned around and walked into the desert? Like into bushes? I said, oh my God, they're all right. That he was demented. The New York Times, according to the New York Times, constant sexual aggression causes female tortoises, I can't talk. I'm lucky I can talk. To walk off cliffs because they're pursued relentlessly and aggressively by the men. The men. Are you kidding me? I feel like walking off a cliff. I guess if I was like, I am pursued by men. And look at me. Are you crazy? They're so desperate that they just don't care who they F. So I guess they'd rather die I mean, I don't know that I would even do that. I think I would rather have sex. I guess I could walk off a cliff. Can you imagine there being forced off a cliff by sexual aggression? That is crazy. That was in a paper published in the Journal of Ecology Letters. How do they even study stuff like this? They're being driven to extinction. Will you leave them alone? Go gay. Okay. According to WBNG News, a couple was arrested after pickleball. Pickleball? Really? You're fighting over pickleball? It was a brawl involving 20 people. So I haven't played yet, but I don't like one of my friends does it, and she's like nuts with the rules. You got to do this. You got to serve under. I'm the type that just likes to hit the ball and just play. Calm down. I don't know if you think you're in the U.S. Open or what, but this is like some crazy people over 50. I don't know. I don't know how many young people are playing it. According to the Wall Street Journal, young people under 30 are disillusioned by Trump. What did they think was going to happen? I mean, I'm sorry to say, but you got to learn some more and live a little. 58% of voters under 30 disapprove. Yeah, really should be like 80% more. I don't understand why it's not higher, so that's not even enough. Scientists have analyzed based on climate tipping points. We're hitting something here. We're going to be like seeing polar bears walk down the street soon. Like the perfect storm. We fled. We were at the show. And the guy that I'm with, he's usually like, let's stay to the last minute. And I'm saying, do you remember Perfect Storm when they were the boat and they were okay? And then all of a sudden they see the wave and it's too late because you're dead. I go, if it's a blizzard, you're not going to be able to see, which is, I can't imagine walking outside. I can't imagine as I'm looking. I mean, this is the time when you dream about going to, I don't know, Florida or California. Collapsing environmental systems beyond the tipping point. Snowballing, where planet Earth spirals into what's called hot house Earth. It's not hot out there. Long-term temperatures are rising to 9 degrees. Wow, I mean, that's pretty high because usually a couple degrees kind of affects oceans. It's not good. Very bad. According to Christopher Wolf, a scientist at the environmental group, which I'm sure Trump's going to destroy him, terrestrial ecosystems research. I can't even say this. This is too much talking. Research associate. You're taking me to the point of no return by expose. Of course. I mean, we're going to get the brunt of it because of what we've been doing. And Elon and whatever they're doing. Bezos flying off in their little phallic-shaped spaceships. The sheriff in charge of Nancy Guthrie, I knew it was a Mexican. I don't want to be prejudiced, but it looked like the way he was shaped and the way he was walking, and it looked like he wasn't like a white guy. And I knew she was in Mexico. And I think this sheriff's department has bungled this operation, contaminating the crime scene. And I'm sorry, but they took too long. And now people are calling up and they're saying, please don't call us talking about your hunches. They can't follow everything. This poor woman, I don't think Savannah's ever going to come back to the Today Show. But, that sheriff is like, he sat at his desk too long. That's what I think. I'd get my own PI, I think. The black glove. Everything's like a black glove, like OJ. Thank God she had that video, so we kind of have some idea. The guy's eyes were so crazy looking, and they say he wasn't alone. Well, probably not. The point is, she's probably in Mexico. It wasn't that far from Tucson. That's where they should have looked to begin with. All right, I'm getting too crazy. I don't know what day it is because, frankly, I'm going to start doing the show on Mondays for the next 9 weeks. All right, guys, subscribe for free. You can not text me. Don't text me, please. But leave me messages. I always get back to people. Love you guys. Thanks for your support. Have a great weekend. Don't go outside if you're in the Northeast.